And welcome back to yet another review by Zombill. In today's review, we're going to take a look at the Zero version 2 mod. Now, we won't be going to any websites for any pricing information because this was sent on to me directly from the manufacturer. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to Table Shot and we're going to get a little close up, check out how it looks, and then we'll come back here to main camera view and we'll show it in action. Before we go down to that Table Shot, I must point out I did receive this free of charge for purpose of conducting a review, but my opinion of the product will remain true, honest, and accurate as always. Okay, so here's the packaging that the Zero version 2 comes in. Nice little flip top magnet box. You get a nice little informative brochure that tells you pretty much everything you need to know about the mod. They included a business card for my contact at, I believe it's pronounced Aiker Technology. And you get a USB charging cable. A really nice one too at that. You get the, I don't know if I can get it out of there. You get the infamous blue screwdriver, the little blue screwdriver. And of course you get the Zero mod. That's what it looks like here, the faceplate. You've got up and down buttons. You've got your fire button and also access your menu. USB microcharging there. Now right off the bat, I just want to point out that whenever you're charging this little circular area right there, that will turn red while it's being charged. Now, of course, on the bottom, you have a battery cap. And the contacts on this are going to be, I believe they're copper. And of course you have your 510 threading area, which that is copper as well. And that's an adjustable 510. That's a reason for why they include the blue screwdriver, so that you can adjust it. Now you can also take off the for cleaning purposes, you can actually remove the 510 wheel. But we're not going to do that in this review. Now, one of the quirks that I have about this mod is that the battery cap tends to get a little bit fiddly after a while, to where when you remove it, it tends to stick. So what you have to do is you have to back it down, bring it back out, and usually you end up using a screwdriver to just go ahead and finish taking it out. Now, another nice thing about the Zero mod is that you've got these, what I call anchor screws, okay? And they're Allen key screws. You have two here, and you have two at the top. Now, that of course goes into the cover. So, if you remove these screws, you can change out the cover to different set of covers that they have for this mod. Now let's talk a little bit about the menu. Okay, right now I have it in temperature control mode, which you can see down there. It's at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, you can either run this in temperature control mode, or you can run it in regular wattage mode. Now, the way to do that is you have to click the magnifier button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will state that it is locked. Now you take and you depress your 2 buttons over here to change temperature, and that brings up the temperature. Now, if you take and you run this, if you run it down, you'll see you can change it in either Fahrenheit or Celsius. Now, if you run it up, eventually you'll get to a point where you can run it in the off position. And that means to run it without temperature control mode. So then you want to just click this over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and now it's back in regular mode. And over here, you'll see a voltage indicator instead of a temperature indicator. Okay, now returning to the lock screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're back in lock mode. If we hold down the down button, and at the same time, you can enter into stealth mode, and that will completely turn the screen off. Now to get out of stealth mode, you basically just hold down and the main button again, and that'll turn you back into normal mode. Now if you want to flip the screen, you're going to hold down the up button, and that's going to go from right to left mode, and we've just flipped the screen. Okay, now there is one other mode that I want to talk about, and that's the nickel purity mode. Now, to access this mode, we got to press all 3, up, down, and now we're in nickel purity mode. Now, you could change the nickel purity mode from 0 to 100, and I found that 81 is best suited for nickel purity mode. Now, it's basically a temperature control mode feature, and I found that if you go over 81, for some reason, when you're working temperature control mode, it becomes more harsh tasting. So with nickel purity mode, I would suggest keeping it right around 81. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to throw an atomizer on here. We're going to take it back up to main camera view, and we'll show it in action. So now we're back from main camera view, and I love this mod. It's beautiful, absolutely stunning. You know, I can get 50 watts out of this in regular wattage mode, and when I switch over to temp control, I can select, you know, I can customize it to whatever way that I need to make this efficient for my vape style when it comes to temp control. Now, the one thing that I have a little bit of a quibble about on this mod is that the the battery cap. That thing is such a bugger sometimes to get in and off of this mod. You know, and I'll tell you, I would recommend using the charging port faster than I would changing out batteries. But you have that option, you know. And of course, if you take out the upper and lower Allen key nuts, you can change out the, I guess you'd call that the battery cover, you know, or the mod cover, because it does cover the entire mod. And you can slide these out and change them out with different designs. Performs absolutely like a treat. Now, of course, I've been able to use all my atomizers on here. Now, the one I'm using on here right now is called the Avostro tank, and that's a sub-ohm tank, which I'm going to be doing a review on that next. And that was sent along to me by the same company that sent me the Zero mod. The buttons, very well placed. Takes very little effort to push them. They have they don't have a clicky feel. They have more or less like a very sensitive, like a touch sensor feel, I guess you could say. I mean, it's not where you just run your finger over the button and then it works. No, you have to actually push it in. But it's such a light touch. It feels absolutely wonderful. And I can hold this mod several different ways, and it absolutely feels great. I mean, I can vape it like this, or I can vape it like this. So, I don't really think there's much else that I can say about the Zero version 2. Now, if you are a vendor, a wholesaler, or reseller, you can get in touch with my contact right here, have all their contact information over here, or you can go along to their website and you can see whatever else they have as far as products. So, I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube, and as always, my peeps and peepettes, happy vaping.